here's a secret about men. What they say that they want from you versus what they actually need from you in order to deeply love and respect you, totally different things. But don't worry, I'm going to reveal 3 things that they really do need from you in order to value you as a high-value woman. Now, really important before we begin, this is only applicable to high-quality men. Now, I define a high-quality man as someone who matches your intellect, your values, your lifestyle, your goals, but also gives you and you give them the greatest chance for fulfillment in your relationship. So that's really key because this is not going to be applicable for all men. Now, if you want to determine the difference between a high-quality man and a not-so-high-quality man, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Every single week I pump out videos that talk about these different topics. But in this video, we're diving in deep to what are the 3 things that men really do want from women in order to truly value them. So let's jump right into it with number 1. Now, the secret to number 1 lies inside of this dessert. Now you're saying, Jason, what does dessert have to do with what high quality men really want from you? Well, hold that thought. I'm going to tell you in just a minute. Most men, whether they're a high quality man or not, they're going to try to get intimate with you, and they're probably going to do it quickly. Now, I don't need to really jump into why. Obviously, men have primal instinctive drives. The bottom line is you're looking at this relationship, whether someone in your present, someone from the past, and you're saying, all the indicators are there. He's escalating physically, he's telling me he wants to be intimate, he's showing me all of the signs. It's clear this is what he wants. He really wants to get intimate, and I'm telling you right now, he actually wants you to slow down. Now you're saying, this doesn't make any sense. Why would he try to sleep with me if he actually wants me to slow down? And I told you before that the answer is in the dessert. Well, why don't you look back to a time that you have had the option to eat a dessert, whether it's a cake or a brownie or a cookie, and there's a voice in the back of your head saying, no, don't eat that. Eat some salad or just don't eat anything at all. You think about all of the negative effects of eating that dessert. But for some reason, your mouth is salivating, your stomach feels that hunger pang, and you want to eat it, and you do, right? You make that decision, even though maybe a part of you really didn't want to eat that dessert, you ate it anyway. I'm pretty sure any human being has wrestled with this, but the reason why this is so important is because men have different voices. We have the voice above our waist and the voice below our waist. And the voice that's telling you, listen, I want to sleep with you, I want to be intimate with you, is typically the voice below the waist. Now, you don't want to appeal to that voice. It's important not to jump to the beat of the drum of the lower voice, all right? Not to, if he says jump, you say, oh, how high? No, absolutely not. The key is to put up a red velvet rope and say, listen, I'm not even acknowledging the lower voice. I'm going to talk strictly to the higher voice, the high quality man voice that I know that you have in your head. And it's really important to do that because a couple of reasons. First of all, there's the obvious, there's the scarcity principle. We as humans value something that is less accessible to us. The harder it is for us to achieve something, the more we value it. This is why collector's items are so valuable. This is why daily deal sites like Groupon is such a big deal. Now, let's jump into the mind of a real high-quality man for a second. He's going to want someone who really matches his values, who matches his lifelong goals, his lifestyle, someone that he can respect and look up to. All right? And if you think about the high-value woman, think about the woman that you respect most in this world. Would she just go around sleeping with anyone? Now, I know there's going to be a bunch of women in a hippie community somewhere in California that are really angry at me saying, Jason, I choose to sleep with a man. It's up to me. It's my body. It's my life. And that is fine. I am not here to shame anyone if they're choosing to sleep with a guy on the first date or very quickly. Totally your prerogative. If it works for you, I encourage you to do it. I'm talking to the people out there who maybe haven't had the best success in the past and are looking to try something different. And the truth of the matter is, the majority of quality men that I know are not looking for a woman who's just going to sleep with them instantly. Why would you spend time on someone that's not a good long-term fit? If you have a high-value life where time is important to you and you know that you're looking for something deeper and more lifelong, why would you waste time with someone that's not there? The bottom line is, at some point in time, you have to say, I'm putting up the red velvet rope and I'm only allowing people in that truly are committed and aligned with a lifelong relationship. And when I say red velvet rope, I just don't mean with intimacy. I mean just with time spent with one another. I mean with vulnerability and the amount that you share with them. I'm not telling you to play games, okay? If you truly want to be intimate with them, go for it. But if you're looking for a longer, committed relationship, something a little bit deeper, I encourage you not to make that investment so quickly. And if you don't know how to address it, this is the key. You don't have to be angry or aggressive or offended if a guy tries to become intimate with you. It's normal, it's natural. All you have to do is take your hands and gently move his hands or whatever he's doing to escalate, gently move it away. And if he tries again, move it away and verbalize it, right? You can even say it with like a little bit of smile, like, not yet, or not right now, or, take it slow. Just slow down a little bit, not so quick. And the key here, and this is really important, early on in a relationship, a high quality man should want you to feel comfortable. He should never want to coerce you or guilt you into moving in a place that makes you feel uncomfortable. And if a guy is doing that, I encourage you not to feel guilty or bad or somehow like you're pressured into doing it. Absolutely not. The right high quality man will respect you. He's going to respect you and he's going to want you to feel comfortable. So I encourage you, if a man is pushing you and it makes you feel uncomfortable, that's a huge red flag, and it's a great indicator that maybe you're not with the right guy. So use this as a way to polarize and find a truly high quality man who's going to prioritize your comfort, who's going to respect you for your own desires, who's willing to invest in you. And that's really the key here, is you want to move it along aligned with his level of investment. And his level of investment is not just by saying he's committed. Investing means spending more time with someone, introducing them to your social circle, talking about and moving towards the things that you're both aligned with in the long term. Really not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. And the more that you see him taking the actions to progress in the relationship and being the type of man that you know that you deserve to be with, that's when the intimacy starts to evolve as well. I'll tell you, I went out on a date with a woman and I was really committed to finding the one. I was truly committed, and I've mentioned this story before, but I really thought that she wanted to sleep together on the first date. All of the indicators were there, and I drove her home, and I really, really wanted to go up to her apartment. I really did. Like, every primal part of me wanted to, but I knew that I was committed to finding a wife, and I knew that I didn't want to act in a way that I didn't want my future wife to act. So I dropped her off at home, I gave her a hug, didn't kiss her, and I said, "Thank you so much for the date, have a nice night," and that was it. The very next date I went on was with my wife. Now, whatever you want to call that, for me it was a sign. I respected myself, and regardless of that primal, below-the-waist voice, I made the other decision. And I'll tell you, even with my wife, and I really truly valued her, I think I waited until the third date to kiss her, and we really got along well. Even in that relationship, I tried to push intimacy too quickly. But she was very clear that she wasn't interested in a quick, intimate relationship, that she wanted to take things more slowly. And the most important thing for me was that I wanted her to feel comfortable, but she also let me know that she wasn't rejecting me, that she liked me, that she wanted to spend more time with me, that she wanted to get to know me more. She very much was clear that the relationship was progressing. It was just I needed to slow my roll a little bit on the intimacy part. That's a key distinction as well. Let him know that you do appreciate him, you do value him, and you do, at some point, want to be intimate with him if he continues to be the type of man that you believe you're meant to be with. You gotta trust me on this. Don't focus on appealing to the below-the-waist mind. The more that you can appeal to the above-the-waist mind of a high-quality man, that is the way to build real attraction. Now let me blow your mind with the second shocking secret of what men want from women. Now also, I go deep into this in my free training that you can sign up for right now in the link in the description below this video. But let's jump into number 2. Okay, I've seen this more than you think. And if you think that this doesn't apply to you, then please just skip ahead to number 3, completely disregard this section. But I've seen this a whole lot. We all know that men are visual and they get distracted easily, and they like looking at things that are interesting to them, and they love looking at women. And I have seen so often women using their body, using cleavage or specific clothing that's just a little bit revealing to attract the attention of men. And listen, it works. And you think, obviously, that men want you to dress sexy. Who doesn't think that? Well, I'm going to tell you right now that a true high-quality man wants you to dress attractive, but not to reveal too much. Now, once again, I just hear these voices yelling at me right now saying, Jason, it's 2018, we are reclaiming our body, and once again, okay, I'm all for it. I think that a woman can dress however she wants to dress, and it shouldn't dictate how men judge her or treat her. I'm in complete agreement with you. However, I live in a world where that's just not the case right now. The predominant stereotype of what most men that I know think of when they see a woman wearing a very revealing outfit is that she's overly sexualized, that she's sleeping around with a lot of guys. Is that right? No, okay? I totally agree with you. That's not right, and maybe that will change in time. But right now, if you're trying to attract a high-quality man, the majority of the men, once again, the majority are not going to want to see you reveal too much. If you're dressing in overly revealing outfits, what you're doing is you're appealing to the lower mind again. Now, this is a huge attraction trigger in men that are just looking for sex and not a long-term relationship. It's a huge attraction trigger. So the moment that you do that, just realize that you're going to attract a kind of attention from men that you might not want to attract. And these are men that are going to say and do anything to try to become intimate with you, even if they lie about it. So just be aware that that could be an issue. That's number one. And number two, men are visual. Men are very creative. They can imagine lots of things. And I would actually encourage you to leave it to their imagination. Dress attractive. Dress in a way that's form-fitting. Right? Curvature is great. I see so many women trying to cover up because of insecurities around the body and wearing sweaters or soft, loose clothing. Curves are great. I promise you that regardless of what body shape you are, whether you're thin or larger, it doesn't matter. There's a man out there that's going to find that attractive. Trust me, there is a flavor for everyone. So I encourage you to show curvature, show your body. Just don't do it in a way that's overly revealing, where you're showing so much cleavage that there could be a slip, or you're wearing such a short skirt that you can't even bend over. Those types of things could be a turnoff to a higher quality man that's looking for more marriage material. So leave it to his imagination. It will increase your value to a higher quality man. And finally, number three, are you afraid that you're just too intelligent, too educated, too cultured, and that somehow you're going to intimidate men, and that the men that you've met have been afraid to be with you because they somehow feel inadequate? Do you think that men want you to somehow dumb yourself down and let them be the smart one? I'm going to just say this right now. Not a single quality man is going to want you to lower your successes or dumb yourself down to make them feel better. Here's the real issue. The real issue is when confidence becomes arrogance. Intelligence leads to manipulation or control, where your need to be right always takes precedent, and you're pointing out things of what's wrong with him or how he can improve. Being overly critical because you can see ways to help him. You know what he doesn't know and you want to help him, so you do it by criticizing. Or always talking about yourself and always talking about your achievements. These are the things that I think really intimidate men. But this would happen whether it's a man or a woman. Those are just not nice things. Now, if you're going to be nice and kind and considerate and a great partner, and you just happen to be extremely intelligent and maybe more financially successful than your partner, and he feels insecure about that and doesn't like it, well, I would encourage you, instead of thinking of, oh my gosh, I did something wrong, I'm too smart, I need to dumb myself down. Instead of thinking that, use this as a way to polarize a good match from a not so good match. Because any man who's going to be that insecure and who's not going to want to be with an intelligent, successful woman, he's not a good fit for you. You deserve someone who's going to appreciate you for your intelligence. You deserve someone who's going to appreciate you for success. In fact, one of the most creative, intelligent men I know, my friend John in California, I've seen him do the most incredible things. Talk about a successful guy. He's managed House of Blues entertainment complexes. He's opened up 2-star Michelin restaurant in the hottest area in San Francisco. He's just so smart. And his wife, I mean, she may even be more successful than him. She is just incredibly smart. She's got a very, very big job working in finance, and her business savvy is just extraordinary. But here is the thing. When I hear John talk about her, I only hear respect and admiration and inspiration. She helps him to become a better version of himself, and vice versa. So when you can find someone who appreciates you for your strengths versus tries to push you down, that's a true partnership. And if there's a relationship that doesn't do that, then you need to run far, far away. I talk about this in my training. There's a difference between men and boys. Boys are bitter of your success, B-O-Y-S. Those are not the people that you want to attract into your life. And this is going to be my new quote that I say in almost every single video. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Stop wasting time with the men that don't fully appreciate and value you. It's not you, all right? They're just not a good fit. Stop wasting time trying to attract those types of men and focus on finding the right guys. Focus on investing your time in meeting those men. Now, I didn't mean to shock you too much, and although men may not tell you these are the 3 things that they want, I promise you this is what they really need and do want for a true committed partnership. This is what they're really looking for. So if you found any of this helpful and are interested in this content, please become a subscriber. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up beneath the video, and I look forward to seeing you next week, next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.